Randy, are you using some type of facial scrub or makeup? Because you look younger.
You look marvelous. I don't know. I just noticed it. There's a Teddy. There is I don't know. It's a setting or a feature where you can go in and you can I don't know, change your appearance a little bit, and you can tweak it to where it kind of removes and makes it blurry.
Yeah.
Like the old photos where they're all blurred out, so as to eliminate lines and all that. And I think our crack makeup staff may have inadvertently done that. I see you're adding a little to your makeup as well.
I'm fixing my mustache and my beard to make it just a little bit more accented, dude.
See, those eyebrows got a little darker on me too, huh? Yeah.
Hey,
Randy Wooden with Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina. It is a Monday, and here we are again. So we haven't closed down the internet yet, and they haven't closed us down. I run our professional center, and if you're in a job hunt or you know somebody who is, regardless of where you live, I'm happy to try to help. Services are free. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can find me there. I hang out there a lot, along with my friend Teddy Burriss. Teddy.
Yeah. So those of you who have never met me, I'm a LinkedIn and sales navigator, strategist, trainer, and coach. And I also dabble in the Google Workspace and Gmail training and coaching. That's been a growing sideline business for our organization. It's been a whole lot of fun. Love helping people look at all of these things as business tools and figure out how to use them as such. It's a whole lot of fun, but a couple times a week, Randy and I get together and we have a little fun and share some stories, share some tips. And today, we'll also introduce you to our upcoming guest for the 24th. So you'll hear more about that in a few minutes. So Randy, what is your story of the week, buddy?
Well, as you know, and others that have kind of tuned in here on a regular basis, I've gotten involved with Leadership Winston-Salem flagship class of 2022. We haven't named our class yet. They name all the classes. So we may become the most famous class ever. I don't know if that might be a little too self-promoting, but we'll see. Anyway, so not long ago, we had a community day. And so there was a lot to it and some follow-up activity and some pre-activity. So something that was a follow-up activity. Let me just preface all this by saying I get queasy looking at, I will not watch crime shows or, live from the ER kind of shows. And so we had not long ago, we had a Philip, I forget his last name, with the police. He's a detective. He's a forensic expert. He's not a police officer, but he works there. And if I made a mistake, sorry, but anyway, his job is to do investigations of crime scenes. And so it was really cool. We had a chance to look at fingerprints and that metallic kind of magnetic powdery stuff that, how you can see fingerprints, and it was really interesting. But then it got kind of gross because it's crime scenes. And I had to kind of look away a little bit. And so I guess the story behind all this is that there is a lot of stuff that goes on, whether it's at war, where soldiers are dying and killing at the same, all that going on. And it's so sanitized in the news, or we hear about a mass shooting, or we hear about just, random gun violence. You just open the paper any day of the week and it's there, but you don't really necessarily see the behind the scenes gore and the detail that goes into investigation. So it gives me a greater appreciation for those who devote their career to that, to try to solve crime, certainly to try to prevent crime and keep us safe. And keep our country safe. There's just so much that goes on that we just take for granted. So that's my thought here is don't take that for granted. And that's also going to tie into my tip as we get to the end here. So there you go, Teddy.
Cool. Hey, if you want to see some of that metallic stuff they use for fingerprinting, you can look at my car, never mind. It's a story for another day.
Eddie.
Hey, look, here's my story. Thanksgiving is not a holiday. It's way more than that.
Yeah.
mean, yeah, we stop. We're supposed to stop on, on Thanksgiving, which is coming up this Thursday. And, and really we should not just partake of the bird and the ham and the mashed potatoes and all that stuff. And my family does a pretty decent job of this every year. We literally stop during the course of the day and we discuss it. What are we thankful for? And for me, that's really important to do. But also for me, I use the term continual mindset. We should always, on a regular basis, be thankful for what we have and find ways to show gratitude for what we have. It's hard because we're rushing around and making stuff happen and trying to get to the show and all that stuff. But it's important. It'll absolutely have a positive impact on your life if you were willing to just consider it's a mindset, not just a holiday. And for me, I'm sharing this with you before Thanksgiving, just to remind myself and share that it's something I take serious at least every week, often every day, where I just stop for a moment and go, yep, I'm good. And I'm appreciative of why I'm good and who helped make it good. Anyway, that's my story / tip for this segment here, Randy. So it's important though, man, so
keep your mind straight. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. So this Wednesday, the 24th, the day before Thanksgiving, interestingly enough, the topic is going to be gratitude is power. That's the title that we're using right now. We're gonna have a conversation here in a couple hours to refine it, but gratitude is power. And I love it. When we were talking, April Kelly is the lady's name. And April's business is, let me remind myself her business. I'm going to say it wrong, Randy. Actually, she's a publisher, but she also used to work for one of the big social media platforms that I truly appreciate, LinkedIn, in a previous life. And she's worked for John Maxwell and a couple other big organizations. But she wrote a book that was really pretty cool, that's focused on children. We'll talk about that during the show. But April Kelly will be on the show this Wednesday. And the conversation is going to be about gratitude. And I can promise you it'll be a lot of fun. April's really engaging, a smart lady. So join us on again, at 11:55 a.m. on Wednesday. And this is November 24th. And I can promise you a lot of good time, good conversation. There's another variation of that show, isn't there, Randy?
Is there?
Are you going to be there?
Ooh, I will be not in attendance. I mean, unless the hordes of followers decide to vote me back on the island. But no, I'm actually going to be spending some time with family and enjoying that. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention last week's guest, Cyrus Bush, and talking about being a positively powerful performer.
All this stuff aligns, man.
It is, and it becomes a bit of a mindset. And how do you show gratitude? How do you feel gratitude? And how do you process things in life? And again, life deals good, bad, and indifferent. And how do you sort through that to try to keep your mind focused in a positive and productive way, not just in a job hunt, but also in your daily life, work, home, that kind of a thing. So it all kind of ties together. I'll give you just a quick tip, and it all ties in with this gratitude and the Thanksgiving piece is, I mean, nobody gets out of here alive. We all die, right? So at some point, I know, Teddy, don't let it come as a shock, but
don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger. but we get tied up in, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that, said that, or one day, someday I want to go do this, or I wish I were younger because if only I knew then what I know now. And so we either live life backward or we live it forward and wanting to do something down the road. But I can't do it now because I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the whatever. And so life is sort of like it's lived all in jumbled parts. And I guess the older I get, I realize, A, we don't get out here alive, but B, be thankful for what you have. And some of the folks watching don't have a job right now. and we're headed into the holidays. So that can be real tough. But by the same token, you also have things that you can be thankful for. And if you have a job you don't like, all right, fine. You can still be thankful for other things in life. And you can also now look to focus your energy to change things instead of wallowing in how miserable. Again, it all ties back with April and all of the rest of the topics we've covered here in the last couple of weeks. So lots to be, I guess, gained emotionally by keeping focused and being thankful. And that's the name of the game, really, is ultimately is what goes on between those ears. It can be your biggest positive or your worst enemy in many cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandfather, Randy, used to say, pay attention to what goes on between those two ears, boy. And when he was in his late 80s, he had skin cancer and he had one of his ears completely taken off. I said, Bubba, how do you keep track of what's going on between those two? Oh, you ain't got two.
And then he whack.
Yeah, then there was that. Yeah. So, hey, let me, here's my tip, Randy. Mm-hmm. It'll sort of kind of tie with what we just talked about in a different way. Look, I've discovered over the years that one of the best things I could do, I have that sign behind me, not for you, but for me, because I can see it. It's right here in front of me on the camera when I'm looking at the screen. It all starts the conversation. And this is a great, the holidays are a great time to start a new conversation. Think of somebody who has impacted your life in a powerful way. Think of somebody who gave you something, told you something, introduced you to someone, gave you an idea, somebody that you had not talked to in a while. Maybe think of 3 or 4 people who have done something for you in your life for over the decades or however far back you want to go. Just think of one person and then give them a call. Mm-hmm. Don't email them. Don't send them a LinkedIn message or a Snapchat message or a text message.
Yeah.
Freaking get on the phone and call them and just say hello. I have 4 people on my list that this week, before our Wednesday show, I'm going to call them. And I'm just going to say hello. That's all I'm after. Dude, I haven't talked in a while. Hey, I haven't talked in a while. I just want to say hello. That's all I'm after.
Yep.
And here's the point of doing that. It'll feel real good, and you have no idea where it may lead.
Sure.
No idea. Yeah. So
yeah. Do it. So often, the only time you hear from somebody is when they want or need something.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want to wait and just see their name in the obituary or they see my name in the obituaries. I'd hate to see my name in the obituary. Have you thought about that, Randy?
And that leads me to a whole other topic that we won't get into today, but I'm sure you as well. I've known a number of people who've passed away and who have a Facebook page, a LinkedIn page, and so forth. And people live on in social media. Yeah. Interesting how all that's going to work out as social media now moves into another decade.
Yeah.
How they're going to deal with that. So interesting.
Maybe we should have a show on that, Randy.
Maybe.
Because I might want to understand how to deal with that crap before it happens to me,
Yeah. You can do it.
All right, folks. Look, we're cutting up here on Thanksgiving Monday. But think of the ideas we share. Think about being grateful. Think about letting those know that you are grateful for them. Mm-hmm. Enjoy the holidays. We'll see you at 11:55 a.m. in a couple days on Wednesday. And join us with April Kelly. Randy, good chatting with you again this morning, buddy. I'll see you later on.
All right. Have a good one. See you.
Right, bye.